Hi, folks. Chris Voss here from the ChrisVossShow.com, the ChrisVossShow.com. Hey, we're coming to you here with another podcast episode, and we've got a wonderful guest from a wonderful company. We'll get to him in 1 second. But first, be sure to give us a like, subscribe to us on YouTube, hit that bell notification, follow us on patreon.com/Chris Voss. And thanks to our good friends at AT&T for sharing with us the new Samsung Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus, which I'm definitely loving. And we're also tri-casting this on Periscope. So be sure to subscribe to us on Periscope as well. Also, you can hear the audio of the show on iTunes and also Google Play. So be sure to subscribe for those to get the downloads. I'm joined today by the wonderful Jack Peterson, who is the Vice President for GearsForKidz.com. We've reviewed some of your headsets in the past on the Chris Voss Show, so you can find those if you search for them. Welcome to the show, Jack.
Thanks. Well,
it's a lengthy setup, isn't it? You're just sitting there going, wow, this guy's got bits and drops forever.
No, it's all good.
All right. So you're sitting there in the offices at GearsForKidz.com, I believe. And tell us what makes your company so special and unique, because I know there is some of that to it.
Well, I think the biggest thing is we've been doing it longer than anyone else. Company in 2001, there literally was no one doing headphones for children. There were headphones, but they were adult sized and fit and function. And probably the biggest thing we did back in 2001, other than design it for the right size, is we added volume limiting technology into the solution so that kids won't blow their ears out, which was also a couple of common sense things. If you're making a product for children, make it fit them, make them comfortable, make them priced right, and protect them. So
you guys make headphones in essence for children. You've got wired, wireless, and boom mics currently, and accessories they can get. But the thing is, you guys have an award-winning creation where it has a volume limit on headphones, where these young kids with these budding ears and brains can't blow their earbuds out and their brains out with super loud music and everything else. I mean, I think we've all put on a set of headphones and have it blast us and go, whoa, but it's probably better for safe listening for kids, because kids have that, they're developing. So you don't want to ruin them right out of the gate. You want to wait to ruin them until they're like 20, which is what we all did in college. But you can go to GearsForKidz.com. That's kids with a Z at the end. GearsForKidz.com. You can check out their website and their products as we're talking about them. And you guys have a certain decibel limit that you put on there, isn't it?
Yeah. Typically, if you listen to a DVD, you're watching a movie, or even a lot of the songs are mastered at about 104 to 106 decibels. That's pretty loud. And what we do when the volume limiting is turned on our headphones, we'll drop you down into the 80 to 90 decibel range, which there's not an official body out there, a governing body that says it's got to be this for safety. But amongst the experts in the audio world, that 80 to 90 is the safe zone, as it's called, for children, certainly in the developing years of their hearing.
Yeah, and the other thing is the advertisements when you're listening to shows and the advertisements kick in, they still are just blasting the advertisements, and the volume goes up immensely.
Yeah, it actually is a known effect that the commercials are maybe 5 to 10 decibels higher than the standard content of the show or audio content, for example.
Yeah, so I think it's important, especially if you have young children. I see a lot of parents now that are more attuned to their children's ears and protecting them. Like I see kids now going to concerts with their parents, and they've got earphones on them, especially if they're infants. They're definitely attuned to making sure that they don't get damaged. So it's great that you guys make these products that parents can give their kids, and they don't have to worry about them. I remember my mom screaming at me, "You're listening to music too loud.
Turn it down. Turn it down."
And when you're a kid, music is a large part of your identity, and listening to music and in your developing years and your developing ears, I suppose. So it's pretty interesting that way. We reviewed one of your headphones a couple years back on the Chris Voss Show, and like I said, you guys can search for that on our review stuff. You guys look like you guys come up with some new stuff. You got 4 different units out, and we tested out with my nieces and nephews. They really liked it. Of course, they love headphones. They love music, and but you know, it's one of those things where as a parent, you can know that you see so many parents invest in different things, like, you know, the plugs so the kids don't shock themselves. Me, I just open the plugs up wider if I was a parent. I'd be like, oh, you did something bad. Go stick your finger in a fork and lick it in that light socket. I'm just that way. There's a reason I don't have kids. But you know, and they invest in the cabinet closers and the door locks and all that sort of good stuff. So, you know, it makes sense to invest in headphones that can keep the decibels rated and give it. And I've listened to headphones. The headphones will give you a great output of sound without, you know, going too extreme. So it's not like you're listening to them going, I can't hear anything. It's too low. You can hear just fine.
Yeah, in fact, that's interesting that you said that, because there's been other attempts in the market to what I'll call volume limit. And really what it is, it's more like volume muffling. And the difference is, comparison is, if you were talking right now, normal talking, and you put a pillow in front of your face, you'd be muffled. You'd be quieter, but we wouldn't understand what you were saying. What we've done is literally change down to the 80 to 90 decibel range. So you're still clear, articulate. We can understand what you're saying, or we can understand what the song sounds like, et cetera, et cetera. But I'll tell you that the biggest deal is doing it without losing that quality of audio, right? So we've actually won some awards in the past for our audio quality, not just the design and stuff, but audio quality. And, you know, the headphones you reviewed, we call those the standard. Those are just regular wired headphones. And of course, we've been selling those for over 15 years now, probably over 1 million headphones sold. And we migrated those into the school environment with the boom mic one you mentioned earlier. Of course, in a school environment, it's very important to have headphones for the kids when they're test taking or learning a language or any of the above. And you know, the boom microphone, that's just been around probably about 1.5 years, 2 years, and it's been very successful finding its way into the schools, especially with Common Core teaching. Now, all of the testing is done requiring a audio input.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, to be responding back to the tests.
Things really I was a kid.
So, and then of course, you know, we're all moving into the world of wireless, right? So that we've also come out with the Bluetooth versions. So, you know, that's the evolution of technology in is somewhat, you know, pretty slow standard. There's not like a new processor design or anything like that. It is a headphone.
It's a headphone.
But I think that if you looked out there today, what we've been able to take responsibility for, I guess, is that there's not a single child's headphone made today that doesn't have volume limiting in it. And we kind of, as I said, we were the first to do it and have started that trend now. And now if you produce something for a child and it's not volume limited, you're probably not going to sell anything. So we're pretty proud of that.
So you guys have really built that brand and cornered that niche market, if you will.
Yeah, actually, we've, like I said, been doing it now for 15 years. Same headphone design. So that tells you something. We haven't had to change the price or the design in 15 years.
Yeah, that's the other big deal about your guys' product. The price point is very family friendly.
Yeah, I think you can find them on the web. Of course, it always has varying price points, but they list today for the same price they did before of $19.99. But you can pick them up. We run promotions every so often, anywhere from probably $16.99 to $19.99. So that's a very reasonable price point.
Yeah, and at that price point too, it's important because kids break things and go through, you know, products like water. I mean, I have some $400, $500 headsets sitting around here. I'm not sure that I'd ever let a child play with them or wear them.
I would be right. Exactly.
If they handed back man $400 headsets, I sat on it, Daddy. You know, and so the beautiful part is it's easy.
We're also probably the only headphone manufacturer for children, lifetime warranty on our products.
That's awesome.
So if you do, kids are kids, something's going to happen. We'll replace them for free.
Wow, that's awesome. That's an awesome deal. I wonder if my $400 headphone companies will do that. I'll have to ask.
I bet you not.
I set up my headphones.
That money come in like a gold bag.
Yeah, and I know how parents are. You've got multiple kids you have to buy for. You got multiple kids to make you happy. I just had to ship off a whole mess of headphones that were the same to my niece and nephew that I spoil. But I had to make sure that they got, they each got the same one. Otherwise, I'm going to hear about one or the other. And so it's good. And I know that families struggle with budgets these days, especially when they're having to buy expensive phones for the kids now. I saw the new iPhone X come out. I know I was going to ask you, do your headphones work with PS4 and Xbox? Do they plug into the controllers?
Yeah. So in some situations, PS4 and Xbox, pretty standard headphone jacks. That's what we have on ours. Yeah. And our boom microphones actually have it's a different type of standard headphone tip that supports the microphone. But in some of the computer PCs, what we have is a splitter. So it takes our headphone and puts it into a mic connector and then a headphone connector. So if you look at some of the old notebook computers, there were actually two. One you plug the microphone into and one you plug the headphone into. Splitters that we give out to the schools and whatever if they need them to do compatibility with the older models, but absolutely with gaming. In fact, the boom microphone is very popular in the online gaming world because you're chatting it up with your buddies while you're shooting them down, right? Yes. So gaming, Skyping, all of that has also led to the acceptance of the boom microphone version now.
And to me, that's really important because I game a lot with my niece or with my nephew. When you're doing these games, sometimes you're doing big raids and big group functions, and you'll have somebody that will either whistle into their mic because they're just being stupid, and they start whistling, and you're like, and they blow out everyone's eardrums and speakers. I've got some expensive speakers here, and just screamed at someone, "Stop whistling! You're blowing my speakers." And then even with the games, they have separate audio adjustments where you can adjust the game chat versus the game. And sometimes the game is just so blasting that you have to be able to adjust that. And parents should be probably aware that there's that differential when it comes to gaming. I've had people yell into the mic. I've had people drop their headset and mic on the floor and just about blow out my eardrums through a set of headphones. It really gets ugly when you're in group chats and someone gets really stupid and either makes a noise or sometimes they'll pull the jack out and you'll hear this big and so I think having that decibel, I might need that actually when it comes to gaming. Having that decibel thing.
Another point you should know is Liver, the volume limiting to our customers, is in the form of a standalone little cable. It's about 6 inches long. So we'll give you, and you can connect them to your non-volume limited headphones and turn them into volume limited headphones. You can take our little free cable and make those $400 headphones actually worthwhile.
Okay, you're really? All right. So that's in the accessories area, the website I'm seeing there. Okay.
Yeah, we don't charge it.
I might need to do that on the thing. You know what I do need, and I don't know if there's a way to technically facilitate it, but for some reason, there are a lot of people who game that do not change the batteries in their fire alarm. And so we'll have to spend hours rating, and you'll hear this beep, the fire beep, low battery on the fire alarm. And you're like, do you live with that, dude? Oh, yeah.
How long do you take that?
And you're like, how do you keep your sanity or, whatever? It just change the damn battery. How hard is it? You can reach up on most of them and pull the battery on. But I'd love a set of headphones that would block stupidity out. Of course,
we're working on that.
I wouldn't be able to hear half the news, I'm sure. So anything coming up in the future we should know about? Anything?
Well, I without going into too much detail, obviously, Kidz Gear's brand resonates strongly in the areas of safety, of course, reliability, reliability. You can count on us. We never, probably in 15 years, we ran a grand total of maybe $15,000 of advertising. So to sell 1 million headphones without advertising, it's word of mouth. It's moms, telling schools, telling teachers. And so that has built up a great following. And so our future is going to be in possibly non-audio related products that go to the tune of our motto. Our motto is adult features built for kids. So if you can think out there of things that exist that adults have, maybe, I don't know, online or for example, but youth sports don't have sideline doctors and all that. So how would you add safety to the world of youth sports that exists in professional sports, for example? So that's my teaser line. I'm not going to tell you much more, but Kids Gear is known for bringing solutions into the world of children, price pointing them and delivering with the safety and value that we always have with the headphones.
I think it's definitely something every parent should look into, and a good product. We reviewed it on the Chris Voss Show. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many audio issues out there with young kids nowadays. And of course, they never want to listen to your music in the car. So it helps if they have their own headphones so they can listen to their music, because you don't want to listen to their music either. So you can keep the family happy and mitigate the fighting over whose music is listening to who by giving their earphones, which is almost kind of like giving kids their own suckers nowadays. One of the tricks I used to have when I was when I had pseudo stepkids is I would always go to whenever we take a road trip, I'd go to the store and buy suckers, because if you've got some suckers in your mouth, you're not talking.
Brilliant.
I'd buy like a whole bag. And I'm just like, here's the bag, knock yourself out, just keep quiet. And of course, nowadays they listen to their own music. They got their own headphones, and they can, of course, I guess, plug in nowadays. They got the DVDs in the back of the headrests and watch their video. It's just such an interesting world, but you can at least live safely with the thing. Anything else you want to discuss with us while we have you here, Jack? Anything else?
No. I mean, we're just always open to feedback from our customers. We love getting emails saying, hey, have you thought about this, or why does this do this? Because, that's the whole point, is that we're trying to dial them in even better every day for the kids. So I don't really have anything about the products, but I definitely know that the feedback from our customers is appreciated.
Give us some of your plugs. I see you guys have an Instagram account. I imagine a Facebook Live, Twitter.
Yeah, it's at Gear for Kids. So that's our main of us is on our Facebook page.
Okay. And then you got an Instagram, gearsforkids.com. Highly recommend him. Check him out. Thanks, Jack, for coming by the show today. We certainly appreciate it, and sharing some stuff about your company. And hopefully we'll save some kids' earstrums and everything else.
Thanks, Chris. We appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in, audience. We certainly appreciate you guys. Be sure to subscribe to iTunes and Google Play so you get all the wonderful podcasts we're doing on the Chris Voss Show. Be sure to go to patreon.com/Chris Voss and sign up for the private Facebook groups we have there for the show. Thanks to AT&T for sharing with us the Samsung Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. Be sure to check out the Note 8 coming out, and subscribe to YouTube. Hit that bell notification and get all the updates. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll see you next time. And thank you, Jack. Gearforkids.com.
Thanks, Chris.
All right.